Hey guys, thanks for joining us. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different, and that's a farm slash chicken slash goose meme review. We just thought it'd be really funny. There's some really good memes out there, and also make sure to stick to the end because we got a super cool and fun announcement about the channel. And if you guys like this content and like the channel, please consider clicking on the subscribe button and clicking on the bell icon to be notified of all of our videos that do come out each and every Friday morning. All right, so the first one up, the goats are fed. I know, right? This feels like this every single time you go out to let the animals out and go out to let them to give them food every morning. It feels like you're freezing everything off every single morning. It never fails. It could be the middle of summer, it could be the middle of winter. So I totally understand and totally get this meme. Baby goats will often tease farmers who get upset because the baby kid says, "Calm down, I kid." So that's awesome. If you don't have goats, aren't familiar, baby goats are actually called kids. That's the terminology for them. So that makes sense when he says, I kid, because, you know, he's a goat kid, baby goat. You say raised in a barn like it's a bad thing. I know, right? Like, farm living and living on a small family farm is so awesome, and I love it. And so by saying like raised in a barn, it's like being raised under an airport. We love it here, and we love raising our kids here. It's just so much fun to come out here, get some air, get some sun, spend some time with the animals. So it's definitely a good thing. So when they say that, or when people say that, I kind of just chuckle a little bit because it's a good thing. We've got our ducks in a row. Yes. So a funny thing about ducks, especially ours, and I am assuming it's with all ducks, but ours, when they follow Clarence around, especially because he's their like leader, you know, they'll actually walk in a row. So I don't know what it is, but it's funny because ducks do walk in a row. At least ours do. Old MacDonald had a farm. Had. That's awesome. That's pretty funny. I don't know about the cows, if they're like bad. I know if that were goats in there, that'd be completely accurate because goats just get into trouble all the time, never fails, always do. The proper use of a minivan. So we've actually talked about these. These look like miniature donkeys, and we hear they are like absolutely great animals. My wife was trying to convince me to get some because we hear they're really fun to have and really good creatures. And it'd be really fun if we still had our minivan because we could put them in there, but unfortunately it died a horrible death when when I was trying to take Aurora to the vet, which is another story for another time. That face you make when someone calls straw hay. Yes. Oh man. So they are not the same. Straw is what you use for like bedding, basically, in you know, in your goats and your chickens, that kind of stuff. Then you have alfalfa and Bermuda, all sorts of different types of grass. Straw isn't necessarily hay, and vice versa. So yes, I do it all the time, and I make that mistake. And I know people get frustrated, but they are technically separate things. What my friends think it's like to feed my animals. What it's really like. This is so true. So while it's easy for our chickens and ducks and Clarence and stuff like that, and even for our females, Aurora and Meriwether, for our buck kids, oh my gosh, like you go to give them a little bit of alfalfa or something like that in their feeder, and they go nuts, and they're trying to climb all over you and trying to climb in the feeder and trying to climb over the feeder and all sorts of stuff. It's crazy. So I completely understand this one. They thought farming meant sitting on the porch. I know, right? Yes, that is definitely a fun time, not necessarily a porch, but we have, you know, benches and stuff out here. But that is a fun time of having a farm and just sit back and watch the animals and sunset and that kind of stuff. But there's a lot more to it. That's about 5% of the time. There's a lot of hard work that goes into having even a tiny small farm like we do. I can make it on one trip. I know this is like every guy's thing, right? You know, especially like grocery store bags, you know, coming in from the car. But this is so true with straw because, see, I did it again. This is so true with Bermuda, alfalfa, you know, chicken feed, all that stuff, because you want to try and get as many bales in the back of your truck as possible. So you don't have to make 2 trips. So you try and fit it in. It can be leaning over, and it actually can lean over quite a bit and still be nice and secure inside. So my humans call me bossy and aggressive. If I were a rooster, they'd say I have leadership skills. Yes. So funny enough, we didn't always have a rooster, and you will have that alpha female hen, you know, that kind of takes over the pack and is in charge. And they will be like bossy and aggressive. And so that's one reason why it is good to have some sort of rooster or a goose in our case that can kind of be that alpha leader of the flock. Otherwise, you will have a female hen that stands up and does it, like obviously this one did. Is it me, or is this place a goat rodeo today? So I wouldn't have understood this before we had goats, but sometimes, I'd say most of the time, our goats go in their kennels pretty easily, you know? But sometimes, holy cow, they do not want to go inside. I'll have to find video of it sometimes and post it as a short, but they will literally run in circles around the kennel or around their shed or their area, and it's like impossible to get them. You have to give up, go away, and then come back later. So I completely understand the goat rodeo. It is a thing. You just got to train them out of it as much as you can. Why did Beethoven kill all his chickens? Because they kept saying bok, bok, bok. Yes, get it? Bok, Beethoven. That's just funny. No explanation needed for that one. Roses are red, walls are plaster. The child is fast, but the goosey is faster. Yes, I know the geese can go so fast. It's really incredible how fast they can actually run. I've never seen our goose actually fly, but he can definitely run really fast and chase after our kids. That's a thing. Have I mentioned we live underneath the traffic pattern at an airport? Now, children, it's important when you are around humans to see the fear in their eyes when they look at you. Yeah, sometimes it can feel like they get trained as babies to fear humans and to make humans fear them. But like I said, if you actually raise your goose from a gosling, especially a day-old gosling like we did, you can actually train them really well, and ours is actually very tame. Clarence loves my wife especially, so yeah, that's true. How to survive a goose attack. Stare down the goose, back away slowly, never turn your back, do not punch or kick, reevaluate the life decisions that brought you to this point. Yes. So don't do any of that except for reevaluate your life decisions. Yeah, that's pretty funny. Geese, like I said, if you train them right, no problems, you know. But geese at a park or something like that, yeah, they could be very angry, so be careful. Me coming into my parents' bedroom at 3 a.m. to tell them I threw up. Yeah, I liked this one, not because like I've ever seen Clarence like this. He does get messy, but because we do have kids, and yeah, unfortunately this has happened where they come into your room at 3 in the morning, you know, throw up all over them, and you're like, yeah, so I just thought it was funny. Well, thanks guys for joining us. We had a lot of fun, but before you leave, wanted to share this huge announcement with you guys that we finally got some pretty awesome and fun new merch into our merch store, and the links are below in the description. As you can tell, I've been wearing this sweatshirt this entire video. We literally just got it in the mail about an hour ago, and these are awesome. It has our logo on the front, and on the back, it's got Clarence, the tactical guard goose on the back. It's awesome. We are super happy with the artwork and the sweatshirt, so make sure to take a look at the link below, and if you guys are still watching, you guys make sure to enter the discount code that's shown below to get some percentages off of your order. We're gonna have sweatshirts in there, we have coffee cups, we have a bunch of other stuff coming, so make sure to check it out routinely as we add products to the store. So thanks guys for watching, we appreciate it. If you're still watching, make sure to check out our live stream that should be live on this channel immediately after this releases. We're gonna be talking about more memes. If you guys have them, you could send the link to me and we'll go over them. Otherwise, we'll just kind of laugh and talk about how things are going with the farm. So thanks guys, we appreciate it, and we'll talk soon.